Hello! Today we're going to make a heart chain stained glass style. This is in time for the Valentine holiday or any time that you want to make things that are extra sweet. So I am making the actual hearts for the chain itself. I find lots of different size round objects and make circles like I just showed you. And now I'm using this extra great tool to bend the heart shape. So it's pretty easy. I crimp the bottom, make a nice sharp bottom to the heart, and then just turn the two tops to make the heart shape. So this is one way of making nice, easy heart links that you're going to end up soldering together for your chain. This is another thing that I did for my heart chain was I needed to make some little wire containers for the stones. I have that stone right there that I have foiled with 1/4 of a strip of 7/32 inch regular foil and just wrapped it around like regular stained glass style. And right now I am trying to make a bead holder for this, and obviously that one came out a little bit not symmetrical, so I just adjusted it as needed to make it so that I have a loop at the top and a loop at the bottom. So these loops are going to be there to attach my other links to. I'm going to use mainly heart links, but I'll use some circles also. Why I'm doing this instead of just attaching it to the foil? Well, that's pretty obvious if you've worked with stained glass before. The foil is not terribly sturdy, especially if you're going to do what I did and cut the foil down in width so that it's not really overlapping the product, the glass, very much. The reason I didn't want to overlap it a lot was that would infringe upon the pretty heart shape. So right now I'm making another one. I'm using one that I know actually fit as a pattern kind of for my project. Now, because these are not soldered together yet, they're really easy to attach. You can link one to the other, and I do this, of course, before I start soldering. Now, yeah, some might fall apart during the process because they're not, soldered together. Sorry. But this way, I'll have most of them together, so when I go into the soldering area, I will have my nice chain all ready for me. Now the hard part, of course, is I wanted these links that go over the stones to be, really close in size, but I didn't want them to be obviously too close. So the hard part is to sometimes get them to fit snugly onto the heart. So sometimes if you just attach one little bit and then go around the heart and then attach another part, you can get them to fit. Now you might have to try to bend the wire a little bit at times. And yes, I am wearing, that's a silicone glove on my left hand there. It helps a little bit in dissipating the heat, but yeah, it still can get too hot. So don't hold it very long while you're soldering, or you will definitely feel that heat. So I am attaching all of these hearts to their little links, and I have ordered a new nib because you can see my nib is it just doesn't stay clean. It's too old. I've had it for like 4 months. I've done lots of projects, and it just will no longer be really clean. It just keeps on having that burnt look, but it still works. So that's important. Working is good. And when I do wash this project, all that burny areas that you can see will come off, and it'll look fine. So I'm using a Novacone regular liquid flux, which I'm not really sure I like as much, but that's what I have right now. And so as I use it more, I will decide if it's going to be my new flux or if I'm going to go back to my gel flux that I've been using for years. So this is another one. Now I have like 4 or 5 different colors. So I'm trying to use, one purple, one pinkish, one this pearl color, and one clear, and a light pink that I have. So I don't have very many beads that I made to hold the stones, but links that I made. Sorry, not beads. But that's because that's what I wanted. You could, of course, have every single link be a little stone heart, but that's, completely up to you. They also make glass hearts that are completely clear. So if that's something you want, you can find those. And I will put links to different things on my page, my description page. So basically, I heat it up, do one side of the heart, and then turn it over, and then make sure the other side is really smooth and pretty looking, and then turn it over, and then look at the other side. Keep going back and forth to make it nice looking. And all of the links, of course, will need to be soldered. So one way I did this was I just made a little pile of flux so I could just dunk my links into the flux to attach to make them flux before I put the solder on. That way I don't have to like stop every single time I get to a link and then, put flux on it and then solder. So I just made like a little pile of flux, and I'm just kind of dragging my poor little chain into the flux and doing it that way. And basically you just need to touch the link with a heated iron that has a little bit of solder on it, and it'll immediately suck into the chain. Now, I didn't mention before, but I did use tinned wire. I used 18 gauge, mainly 18 gauge or pre-tinned wire for this copper wire for this project. And the reason why I did that was that then if I decide I want to patina it or just leave it silver, the color will be consistent. So yeah, I could have used just regular copper colored wire, especially since I ended up patinaing it in copper anyway. But at the time, I didn't really know what color I wanted to use, what color patina when I was done that I wanted to go with. So I had more of an option by doing it this way. This is also like a slurry of old solder that already had some flux on it that I had scraped off my table at times. And I can just use that as the solder for the heart. So as you can see, there are lots and lots of links that need to be soldered. So this is not going to be, really quick because I made so many links. I wanted to have a chain that was, about 5 or 6 feet long when I was done. Of course, I could have just kept on going, and it was very tempting to do that. It was kind of fun to have all these little hearts. So when you're bending hearts, you could make them attach at the bottom instead of at the top curve. That's really up to you. I've done hearts both ways. I just think they end up looking a lot cleaner this way. So this is a bunch. I'm outside. I put them all on a piece of plastic, and I am spraying them actually with the copper patina. Now the reason why I use spray is it was easy to get all the different areas. Now I'm using linseed oil, as you can see, and I'm using that as a polishing thing because I don't want to like have to polish every single one separately. So I just put this on as a nice finish polishing, which is kind of a quick way to polish, especially something that's three-dimensional like this. And then I clean off the stones individually. And as you can see, one of the little hearts fell off, so I had to search and figure out what was going on and reattach that, which actually wasn't that hard to do. The solder kind of burnt through the patina and allowed me to reattach it pretty easily. So that happens when you do a project like this, that sometimes something won't actually solder. You know, you won't actually get a clean solder on every single heart, so you'd have to go and look at them all. But as you can see, they really looked pretty when they were done. They're just like these perfect little hearts. And then I decided to add some LED lights just to kind of like make them shinier and kind of a nicer way to display the hearts. Well, thanks for watching. Have a happy Valentine's Day, or whatever you might want to do something really fun like this for. And see you next time. Bye.